All right, everyone, I'm just doing another quick video to do another practice problem. Hopefully this will help you understand what best fit lines are a little bit better, okay? So I'm gonna share my screen. So basically, for this best fit line, you wanna use it to predict data using observed data on a scatter plot. So the idea is that we're gonna use things that we collected and you're gonna use a line to kind of be able to make predictions, okay? So in this graph you see on the left that I have in the yellow box, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data points. Each data point is a student. So I plotted these points onto the scatter plot. The data points or the individuals are the students. So we have Sally, Kevin, Johnny, Taz, Leo, and Henry. All right. So for all 6 of them, I collected 2 quantitative variables or data, and that's their time spent studying and also their QPA score. So like for Sally, for example, she studied for 30 minutes and her QPA score is 70%. So I plotted those points on the graph. So on the scatter plot, I say that the scatter plot is positive or the trend is positive. The correlation seems strong because between time studying and the QPA score. The relationship is the more you study, the higher QPA score you'll get. So that's just describing. So the letters in red is what I would say if I was to describing the scatter plot. But let's say I have a question that says, if you studied 70 minutes, so now we have our observed data, and now this is our guesses, right? If you studied 70 minutes, predict what your QPA score is using a best fit line. So here I drew a best fit line on the graph. I made sure that it's in the middle, that it has equal data points on both sides, and it follows the trend. Okay, so the line cuts through the middle of the data points. It has equal amount on either side, and it follows the positive trend of the scatter plot. So based on this, what I can do is answer that question, right? According to this best fit line, if you study 70 minutes, if you look at the x-axis and you see the gold circle circling 70, that means like if I studied 70 minutes, I can go all the way up to the blue line and see that my y value is around 90. So I can say that if I study or you study 70 minutes, you should get around 90% on your QPA. So this is how we're going to be using our line of best fit. I would say that you should get used to how to draw them and thinking about how this is just like a line that we can use to get a good guess for the data, right? Because if we just looked at this graph up here on the yellow box, if I looked at 70, it would be hard for me to decide where or what QPA score I would get. And honestly, it could be around 90, or you could get 100, or you get a 30. It doesn't really, like, there is no guarantee that the time studying is the cause to your QPA score, right? This goes back to our correlation versus causation. But this is more about making a really good guess based on the correlation or the relationship that these two things have with each other. So that's just a quick video. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll have this uploaded onto Google Classroom. But yeah, make sure you give this a look. But yeah, hopefully this makes more sense.